Hello, and welcome to our workshop. This workshop was previously delivered by SMU's Academic Learning Services Writing Center and Software and Application Support Center. As a result, you may hear references to other workshops, be prompted to take part in group activities, or hear references to the active chat from the original delivery of this session. As you follow along, feel free to pause the video and participate in exercises and activities as best you can. We hope you enjoy the workshop.
So, hi everyone. Again, I'm Amir. I'm your host today. So, I work at the Software Application Support Center. So today, we'll be taking a look at Office 365 and the various applications you can use. So, first thing you want to do to access Office 365, if you as you can see, I have this SMU website loaded up. If you go to smu.ca, and on the top right-hand side, you'll see you have the SMU port tab. So if you just open that up, so here you'll be using your S number and its password to log in. If you're a new student, you'd want to first go to, here's a helpful link to SMU Activate, even though it's saying reactivate, but if you're a new student, you want to click on this link. So this opens up SMU Activate. So if you're having trouble, even if you're using your S number and password, you're still having trouble logging in, you'd still want to go through this process again. So here, you'll be using your A number and the password for that A number. So after that, after you go through the steps, at the end of it, you'll get your S number and the password, you'll get the option to set a password for your S number. And at the end of it, you'll see your S number and your SMU email address. So if you just go through the steps, because you'll be needing that email address to log into the Office applications. So one more note. So if you are a new student and if you are registered for classes this fall semester, only then you'll be able to get access to your email. So if you're not registered, you won't see your email pop up at the end if you go through the SMU Activate process. So back to SMU port, just use your S number and its password to log in. And on the top right-hand side, you'll see Office 365 email. So there's two ways to get into Office 365. So if you click onto here, this will bring you to your organization page. So here you'll be using your first name dot last name at smu.ca. So you'll be using your SMU email. And the password is your S number password. And I'm just going to show you another way to get into Office 365. So if you just open up your browser and type in Office 365, it should be the first link. So it should say Office 365 login. If you open that up, you'll have the option to sign in. I'm already signed in, but it will take you to that organization page again. So it will take you to this page. So usually it's your first name dot last name, but there could be exceptions. So it's always a good idea to go through SMU Activate if you're kind of confused what your SMU email is. After you just log in, you get the option. So this is a prompt for it asks so if you want to keep signed in into this browser. So if this is your own computer, then I'd say don't click on don't show this again and hit yes. But if it's one of the public computers in SMU, I'd say just hit no. That way it doesn't sign in automatically. That's this. So when you first come into here, you see the Outlook, Office 365, on the left-hand side, you'll see your quick access toolbar. So this lists all the important applications that you might use on a daily basis. But if you want to access all your applications, on the bottom left-hand side, you have like the All Apps icon. So if you click on that, it will list all the applications that you have access to. This might look different on your end when you log into your SMU email and to your Office 365 account due to your student level of access, but you'll have access to most of the important ones like Excel, Calendar, Outlook, PowerPoint, and Teams. So if I just go back to home again, so here under recent, it lists files that you recently opened, and also any file that you have pinned, it will be listed here. So it lists the files from all applications. So this is one of my Excel files. These are my Word documents, and this is a PowerPoint presentation. So on the top right, you have the option to install Office onto your computer. So if you click on that, and then if you click on Office 365 apps, so this will download an installer onto your computer. If you go through the steps, it will install the Office 365 suite onto your computer. So you can install Office 365 onto 5 devices. So your computer, your mobile phone, or your laptop, you're covered pretty much. So I'll just click on all apps. So we do have various applications here, but we'll take a look at a bunch of them. So first we're gonna open up Outlook. So I can open Outlook from here or from the left toolbar. So you can open it from here as well. I'll just open it from here. So the Outlook is your email application. So it's pretty much like if you ever use Gmail or Yahoo, it's pretty similar to that. So under inbox, you'll see all your emails that you've received, and it is categorized by date and time. So emails that I've received today or yesterday or even last week, it's categorized in that manner. And on the left-hand side, it's pretty much like your usual email interface. You have your inbox, your drafts, your sent items, snoozed. I'll talk about that in a later moment. And items that I've deleted goes there. And you have your archive or your junk email. And also your notes as well. Also, you have groups here as well. So when you first go to Outlook, you won't see groups, these two groups. So these are what we have created. So usually what do you want to use groups for? So if your professor has given you a group assignment and you'd be using groups just for easier communication. So one of you would be creating a group maybe of 4 or 5 students. And if you go through the process and just add everyone's email in there, so it's kind of like one person sends an email, it goes to everyone. So it's kind of helpful in that manner. So if you just go to the top, so if you click on an email, or if you select it, you see on the top, this toolbar activates with more options. So the first thing you have your delete. You can delete your email, you can archive your email, you can send it to junk, you can sweep it. Also, if you want, you can move it. Also, you can make folders as well. So if you wanted to, it's kind of for your organization. So if there's an email that you feel like is pretty important, you can make a new folder. So if you click on new folder, you have the option to make it on the fly and just hit enter. So that email just went to the important folder. So you see under folders, I have now a new folder called important, and that email just went there. And if you want, if you right click on that email again, you can move it. So you have more options here. It's the same as the one on the toolbar, but if you just highlight that email, you can move it from here as well. I'll just move it back to my inbox. And also like at the end, so you have the action menu here. So the options that I got to see here, you can see more options here as well. So you can categorize an email. So by default, like the categories will be named by color. You can change the name. So what I would do, say if I have an important email, I set my tags to important and pending. So if I feel like this email is important, I can categorize it. So I can click on it and just click on important. So the next time you log in, you'll see this tag right here. It's kind of like for yourself. And if I wanted to remove that, I highlight that email, and when this menu like activates, I can click on important again, and that will clear it up. Also, you can snooze an email as well. So if I wanted, I can snooze this email so that this email will pop up onto my inbox at a later time. So if it's an email like something you want to take a look at later on, because sometimes like some emails do get like bogged down below and you just forget. So you can snooze your email. So you'll get a notification. So it kind of reminds you, okay, so you have a certain task you needed to do or someone you needed to reply back to. You can use the snooze option then. So if you click on snooze, so you have the option to, so it gives you, by default, it gives you these options, but you can choose your own date and time. I'll just choose one of my own. So you can set it to maybe even next month if you want it. It's gonna set it to today, and then you have the option to set the time. Just set it to 12 p.m. and hit save. So it will go away from here. So it will go back to the snooze box. And if you go to the snooze box, you can bring it back to here again if you just snooze the email. So also like on the top right hand side, you see this gear icon. If you click that, this opens up the Outlook settings. So if you want, you can change your theme, change to something you like. You can turn dark mode on. Also, you can turn on focused inbox. So what focused inbox does, like under focus, it lists emails that the system recognizes as important, and all other emails, like it doesn't consider to be really important, it throws them into other. But what I usually like, I just prefer like a non-focused inbox so that I have all my emails in one list. Also, you can change like how many emails you're seeing. So if you change the display density, so if I change it to medium, I'm seeing more emails. If I change it to compact, you'll see I'm seeing the email from last month here as well. So it kind of condenses the email list. And you can change your conversation view as well. So what this is basically if you reply to an email, so this conversation, like the reply will be on the top. If you set this to on bottom, so your reply will be on the bottom. That's pretty much it. And also you can change your reading pane as well. So this pretty much like moves this pane either. So this is right now it's on the right. You can set it to be on the bottom, or you can hide it as well. But on the right, that's how I'd say it's better to use, much more convenient. And you can view all other Outlook settings here as well. So you can add an email signature or set up an email forwarding. You can do all those in Outlook settings. So also like on pretty much all the applications, you'll see like right now, this is showing like jumpstart session. So this is kind of to do with the calendar. So I haven't even set up. So if you're in Outlook, we'll talk about calendar, but you'll see your event being listed at the top. So if it was supposed to start at 1 p.m., it will show up here, like event starts at 1 p.m. So it would kind of count down to it. So if you click on it, you'll see your details here as well for that event. Also on the top, the very top right, you see like your initial of your name. If you click on that, that brings up my account. So from here, you can change your status. You can set it to busy, set it to available for now. Or if you wanted to open another Outlook email, you can do it here. So that's pretty much it for your basic Outlook. And pull it up. The next thing we're going to talk about is OneDrive. So as I said, so like if you were in Outlook, you don't have to always come back to this page. I'll just show this really quick. I'll just close this up. So on the top left-hand side, you have the 9-box icon, or you can call it, it's called the app launcher. If you click on that, that kind of lists all your apps. So you can access all your apps through here as well. So we're just going to use this to get into OneDrive. Okay, so OneDrive is like the Microsoft Cloud service. So here you can use it. So if you ever use Google Drive, it's pretty much similar to that. So you can use it to store your files, and through your SMU email, you have access to 1 terabyte of file storage. So it's more than enough, honestly, to store all your course files or other important files for your courses onto your OneDrive. So when you first get into OneDrive, you'll see it will list all your files here. So anything that you have uploaded, or maybe some of these files are like, so if I worked on a Word document in Microsoft Word, it will also come up here as well. So on the top, actually let's go through this first. So the My Files is basically, it lists all your files, the page we're in right now. Then the Recent tab, this lists any document that you have opened recently, and under last access, it also lists the time when you last opened that document or file. And the Shared tab, so the Shared tab, it has 2 tabs, Shared with Me and Shared by Me. So Shared with Me, it lists any file or folders that has been shared with me by someone else, and Shared by Me is if I share any file from my OneDrive with someone else. You can quickly access this through here. And also you can see like when it was shared, and also the name of the person that shared the document with you. Also under, you have like the Recycle Bin tab. So anything that you delete in your My Files, it will come here, and it will stay here for 90 days before it gets automatically deleted. So it's kind of like a safety check. So if you have deleted something by mistake, you can always go back to the recycle bin and just recover it. So for say, actually I'll just do the assignment too. So maybe by mistake, this file got deleted, and maybe this was one of your important assignments. And before you start to panic, I'd say just go to your recycle bin. Okay, by the way, you do have to refresh your page. It takes a couple of seconds to load up. So you'll see your file here. And if you just click on it, if you highlight it, you'll see these 2 options activate. So you can't delete it. So if you click on delete here, this gets deleted permanently. So you cannot recover it. But if you click on restore, this file will get restored to where it originally was. So if I just restore it, you see it's gone from here. If I go back to my files, my file is back here again. And then you have shared library. So you won't see this. This is something what faculty and staff members use. So this might not be available under your OneDrive. So you don't have to worry about it. So also like on the top, you'll see like new. So if you click on that, you have the option to make a new folder. And also you can create a Word document right onto here as well. So you can go through Microsoft Word, or if you wanted to just make a new document right here as well. So if you just click on that, it will open up Microsoft Word. So I'll just quickly name it so that I can show you. So let's call it OneDrive test, type in test. I'll just close this up. So you'll see the document that I just worked on. So it does have like a small highlight. So this icon tells you like this was recently worked on. This is a new item. So if I open this up, you see like what I wrote before, it's still there. And also like it tells you like when it was last worked on, like last modified. So it was done just a few seconds ago. And then you have the option to upload. So you can upload files directly from your computer, or you can upload like entire folders from your computer. Also, you have the option to sync as well. So what sync does, so if you have the OneDrive like app installed onto your computer, it will create a local folder onto your computer. So whatever you have in there, those files will sync with the online version. So anything on your desktop version of OneDrive will sync to the online version. So it's a quick, helpful way, so you don't have to come here and upload. You can just upload, like copy and drag all your files to that folder, and it will be uploaded to your OneDrive. So like you can log into your OneDrive maybe on someone else's computer and still access all your files. Also, you'll see like on the right, you have your sorting options. So you can sort this by type. So type basically sorts them by the document type. So you'll see you have all your words together, then your PDF, then my PowerPoint and my folders. You can also sort them by name. So that's how it's sorted by default. And also like by modified or also by file size. And you can change it like from ascending or descending as well. Also, you can change like how this looks. You can switch it to a compact list or even tiles, whatever you prefer. Also, the sorting options I showed you here, you also have them here as well. So if you click beside name, and this will give you the option to sort them from ascending or descending. So I'll just stick to that. So all the sorting options are available for all this three as well. So if you click on a file, so before I say that, like you might be wondering what you might need OneDrive for. So I'd say like what I've been using OneDrive for like throughout my university life. So if I was working on a computer in SMU or one of my labs, I would have my OneDrive loaded up. So if I worked on any document, any Word document or any files on that computer, if I didn't bring my own laptop to the class or to the lab, I'd work on that document and just like have it uploaded onto my OneDrive. And then later on, like when I got back home, I can just access all my files. So kind of OneDrive eliminates the need for you to have a storage device with you all times, but that's I'd say that you could use OneDrive for. Also, like if you get the OneDrive app on your phone, all the files you have here, you can access them through your phone as well. So it's pretty helpful in that regards as well. So first say like if you click on a file, it gets highlighted. And if you click on the checkbox beside it, that also highlights it. So when you click on a file, more options on the top like activate. You'll see these options show up here. So also like beside the file name, you have like three dots beside the share button. So we call it the action menu. If you click that, you'll see the same options here, but just a few more like settings. So if I click on that, you have the option to open your application. So if you click on open in browser, this will open up in a new tab. And if you click on open in app, so what this will do, just open the document that we worked on. So if you have like Microsoft Word installed onto your computer, you can open it directly onto there. So if I click on open in app, it will tell me if I want to launch the program. Yes. So this will open up like Microsoft Word, like that I have onto my computer with the document. I'll let that load up. So you also have the option to share. I'll talk about that in a minute. So you can also download your file and delete it. Also, if you want, you can rename your file as well. And if you want, you don't have to worry about automate. And if you want, you can move your file to a different folder as well. So it kind of lists like the existing folders you have, or you can create a new folder as well. Also, you can copy to as well. So instead of moving, you can copy the file to a different folder. Yep, so it loaded up. So when it loads up, what happens is you'll see it still preserves the name like I set for it initially, and also like what I wrote, it's still there. So one more thing, so this is the the desktop version of Word. You'll see on the top autosave is on, and I am logged into my account. So once you have set it up onto your computer, and you are logged in with your account and have autosave turned on, so one neat feature is right in desktop. So this is what I wrote in on my desktop. So it saves automatically. You'll see like here right now it's saying saving, and it's done. And if I just close it up, and if I refresh my page, so this is my online version. But if I open the online version on a new tab, you'll see. So this is what oh, it just went away. There, now it went away. What happened there? But usually what happens, it stays there. So it kind of overridden like what I did. But yep, whatever you work on, it should it should go to your OneDrive. So I think it's something to do with the version history. Actually, yeah, it takes a couple of seconds. You should give it a minute or two to load up. So whatever I worked on, it does show on the web version. But I'd say just give it a couple more minutes to just load up, because like the desktop version of Word and on the online version does need to sync. So it will show up here. Okay, so yep. Also, like you have the option to share as well. So if you wanted to share this file maybe with someone else, if you click on share, you can do that from here as well. Or if you just highlight the file and click on share from the top, you can enter their email address. So it can be a Gmail or another smu.email. It can be anything. Also, if you want, you can specify if you want someone to be able to edit this file or not. So if you click on people you specify can edit, you have the option to turn it off. So right now by default it's set to specific people. So whoever you add to your email to the list, the email, only they'll be able to access it. But if you set it to anyone with the link, and you have the option to even set a password if you want. So then if you hit apply, then let's share it with Steven. And if you want, you can add a small note as well. And hit send. So what it's doing is it created a link, and as well as it shared the document with Steven. So if I refresh my page, you'll see right now under sharing this document. So it is right now it's saying like shared, like all my other files are private. So that way you know you're sharing this file with someone else. And if you want to turn it off, you can if you just highlight it and click on the action menu. And then if you go to manage access, also you have the option to copy your link as well. So you can just copy this link and like just send it using your email to someone else, and they'll be able to access this file as well. So if you go to manage access, and this is the link that we just shared. If you click on that, the three dots, and then X, that removes the link. And then if you click on stop sharing, you'll get a prompt as well. And if I just refresh my page now, you'll see under sharing, this file is not shared with anyone anymore. Also, like when we talked about sync, so if you want to install the OneDrive app to your computer, on the bottom left, you see you'll have the option to get the OneDrive apps. So if you have installed the entire Office 365 suite, you don't need to do that. But if you haven't and you just want to install like specific software, you can also do that as well. So if you click open that up, and you can download it onto your computer. And that's pretty much it for like your basic OneDrive overview. Close this up actually. We'll just go to all apps now. So the next thing we want to take a look at is Word. So if I click on it, it will just open it up. Okay, the page is still refreshing. Let's open it up in a new tab. Okay, that worked. So um, the first thing when you get into Word, you'll see like you can create a new document and you have, these are like templates. So you can use one of those templates as well. And here as well, like it's kind of like the home page when you went to like Office 365, but here the recent lists only Word document. So all your Word documents like that you recently opened or worked on will be listed here. Also, you have your pinned, also any file that has been shared with you, you'll be able to see them here as well. So we'll just open up a new document. So also you can see like the file that we worked on, also on the desktop version, it's still here as well. So if you click on more templates, you have like really cool templates here you can use. So just go back and open up a blank document. So on the top, you're able to rename your document. So I'll just rename it to, yes, that works. And that does it instantly. So when you open Word up, along the top, you'll see your toolbar with various tabs. So you have your home, insert, then your layout, references, review, view, and help. So, so right now we're in the home tab, and the home tab allows you to use many common features, such as font, and also like paragraph options. And if you want, you can also change the font type. And if you ever used your basic word processor on your computer, you have all those features here as well. So you can increase the font size through here, or use this two icons, or if you wanted, you can like bold this text or italic it as well, and you can unbold it and remove italic as well. And if you wanted, you can underline it as well. You have like lots of options here. Then you have your insert tab. So the insert tab allows you to add various elements to the document. So if you want, you can add a table with a specific row and column. So I'll just insert a 4x3, and you can write text in it. Move it for now. Go to my insert. And also you have the option to add pictures as well. So you can insert pictures from your computer, or if you wanted, you can do a net search as well. So just insert an airplane. So you can search it from here, and I'll just use this. And then if you click on insert, it will insert the image there. And you'll see like this circular like ends at the ends of the image. If you click on it, your mouse activates and it changes up, and you can change the size of your image as well. To get creative with it. So it's pretty helpful if you're working on your assignment and you needed to add images to your assignment. And then also like you have your layout tab. So the layout tab allows you to change the formatting of the document. So if you want, you can change your orientation from portrait to landscape, or switch back to portrait again. You can indent the page. You can change the size of the page as well. Right now, it's not like making much of a change, but so from A5 to letter, you can see the change. And then you have your references tab. So the references tab allows you to add navigation and citation information to your document. So you can add like a table of contents. So you do first need to work on your document before this options activate. And then you have your review tab. So the review tab allows you to check your document for errors and any changes. So you can check your word count, and if you want to, you do have your translator here as well, and you can track changes as well. So this is kind of like if you shared this document with like this link for this document with someone else, you can see what someone else worked on or what just you worked on it. And then you have your view tab. So the view tab allows you to change the way you see the document on your screen. So it's pretty much like, so you have your zoom options here, but if you go to the view tab, you can change it to 75%. By default, it's at 100%. Then you have your immersive reader, so it reads the text on the screen, and also your navigation bar. And one more thing, so if you open up like the options you see here, all the helpful ones are here on the web version of like Word. So you can work on your assignment on the web version of like a Word, but the desktop version does have more features. So it has like a design tab and also the mailings tab. So whatever you see here, like there are more features on the desktop like app. So I'd say like maybe download the desktop app and take a look at it as well. But all the necessary features to work on an assignment, they are here. So, and if you wanted to save your document to your computer after you've worked on it, if you click on File, and then if you click on Save As, so you can save an online copy, or if you want, you can download a copy to your computer. Also, if you want, you can download this document as a PDF or as an ODT file. Okay, just go back. And that's pretty much it for your basic Word. But as I said, like there are more options in like the desktop version of Word, so do take a look at it. We'll just go back to like all apps again. So we do have like there are other applications like PowerPoint and Excel. We're not going to talk about them today because we're pretty short on time. We do have a lot to cover, but we do provide training for this too as well. So if you feel like you need some assistance, like just get in touch with us. I'll share our contact information at the end. So then the next thing I'm going to take a look at calendar. So if you click on calendar, it will open it up. So this is your calendar view. So it's showing you the weekly view from Sunday to Saturday. And on the top left-hand side, you see your entire month. And if you want, you can jump to a different week as well. So if I click on the 9th of September, it will jump to that week. So you see it also highlights that entire week that is being shown here. So it will list any events that I have set aside. Also, like if you want, you can add a calendar as well, and you'll be able to select those calendars from here. So you can have different calendars for different settings, but honestly, like just having one is pretty good. Like having everything on one calendar helps you to be organized. So if you wanted, you can create like maybe for say you have an appointment at 1 p.m. and so if you have the Outlook and your calendar installed onto your computer, also on your mobile. So if you created maybe you can create a meeting. So if I clicked on 1 p.m., so maybe, okay, I wanted the meeting to start at 1 p.m., like set it at 1 p.m., but I clicked on this bar. Oops, that just, okay. So you see, like, I wanted it at 1 p.m., so you can change the time here. So let's just set it to 1 p.m. And if you wanted, you can change the date as well. So if I want it to be tomorrow, I can do that as well. Meeting. And if you wanted to invite someone, you can invite them as well. I'll just invite Steven in. And if you wanted to add some description, you can have that here as well. And you can set the time, like, so how long is the meeting for? If it's an hour or 2 hours, you can set that here. And then if you hit send, so if I wanted, I can invite Steven, or if I just wanted this for my own reference, for just for me, myself, just remove Steven, and I have the option to save it. So I did create it for tomorrow, so it's being shown up here. So if you have like a Outlook installer onto your mobile and your desktop devices, you will get a notification. So it will tell you like before your meeting. So you can change it to, so if you click on that like event and click on edit, you can set it so how long before it should remind you. So you can use it. So if I wanted it to remind me 30 minutes before the meeting, I can set it to that and hit save. Also, on the top right hand side, you have the option to change your calendar view. So I can change it to month view. So this change it to like, so what you have on the top left hand side, it's kind of like that. Also, if you want, you can change it to just a day view. So it just shows just today's events. And if you want, you can switch it to school week. So what school week does, so from Monday to Friday, it just lists that week. Like I prefer week, so that's just more convenient having the entire week. Also, you can, if you want, you can share your calendar with someone else. And if you wanted, you can print your calendar as well. So one more thing. So if I go back to Outlook, you can access your calendar for quicker access directly from Outlook. So on the bottom left, you'll see like small calendar icon. If you click that, that just opens up your calendar again. So I'll just go back to my all apps again. So as I said, like, so there are various applications in Office 365. If you do need assistance in one of this, just get in touch with us. Like, just email us at seth@smu.ca, and we'll try to work something out. So one more thing, so like there are like various other applications like your professor can use to hold their classes. So right now, like you're in Brightspace and you're using Virtual Classroom. Most of your professor will be using Virtual Classroom, but they can use like Zoom, for instance, or you guys did have a session like in the morning with Teams. They can also use Teams to hold their like classes, or like so Zoom is pretty much kind of like Teams and Virtual Classroom. So if your professor is using Zoom to hold their office hours or their classes, uh, they'll be using that. So I'll just show you how to access Zoom. I'll just go back to my email. So it's totally up to your professor. So it's their preference, honestly. So they can either use Zoom or Virtual Classroom. But for you to access Zoom, so your professor, they can have like a link to the meeting right onto your Brightspace course. So you can access it from there. Or I have sent like a Zoom meeting to myself. So I'll just show all of you. So if your professor like sends you a link, if they send you a link to your email, and it will show up on your calendar. So actually, I'll just open up my calendar again. So you'll see I have, it will show up on your calendar. So right now it's showing up. So if you click on it and you see you have your Zoom link at the bottom. If you double click on it, it will like maximize the view. And if I just copy this meeting link, so this is your meeting link. Close this and open a new tab. And if you just open, so if you just paste this onto your desktop, your browser tab, and just open it up. So what happens is by default, like it will like prompt you to install Zoom onto your computer. So a download will start. So you get your prompt to join into Zoom again. So if you open that up, so at first this is pretty much similar to what you see in virtual classroom. So this is right now it's listing like join with computer audio, and if you just click that, I'll just mute myself so that I don't create an echo. So on the bottom left, so it's pretty much similar to virtual classroom. So your professor, they might be using this to hold their classes or office hours. So right now, the way I'm sharing my screen, your professor can be sharing their screen in Zoom to show you their PowerPoint presentations. Also, like on the bottom left, you have the option to mute yourself. And if you click on the small arrow, you have the option to change your microphone. And also, like if you wanted to set a different speaker, you can do that as well. And you can test your speaker and microphones if you go through the steps. So at first, you'll hear a sound. So it tests your speaker first, and then for your microphone portion, after you talk for a few seconds, you just hear your own echo. So that way you know your speaker and microphone both are working. So I'd say like always do this before you join in. Also, you can start your video. So if you click on that, this will just start your video. And if you click that, it will stop it. So you also have the option to share your screen, but if only your professor makes you a host and maybe they want you to hold a PowerPoint presentation, they'll just make you a host. And if you click on share screen, right now, like I'm not a host, so you'll be able to share your screen. So it'll be pretty much like virtual classroom. Also, like if you click on participants, you'll be able to see your classmates and also your professor. And for you, say if you're not sure who your professor is, so if they are like holding the class, you'll see beside the name, like it will show as host. And then also you have your chat. So here, like this is kind of like your public chat, the one you're using in virtual classroom. You'll see right now it's saying to everyone, so everybody could see it. And if I wanted to send just a text to my professor, you can click on two and click on software support. And that just goes to your professor privately. Also, this button, like it depends, like this might not be on your end. So it depends if your professor have this turned on or not. But usually most of your classes will be recorded so that you can access later on through Brightspace. And when you're done, if you wanted to leave the meeting, when your professor has ended the session, if your professor ends the session, it will close by itself and you'll get a prompt, the meeting has ended. But if you wanted to leave, just click on leave and then leave meeting. That just closes Zoom up.